Hello, my crafting friends, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I'm coming to you live this afternoon from my craft studio in Wasaga Beach, Ontario. Sitting in the craft area right now is Oscar. We have a lovely back end shot of him that hopefully I can shoo him away before we get there. 5 o'clock is like the earliest dinner time. But his clock is like an hour ahead of schedule. And so 3:45 today, he's like, "Oh, Mom, is it dinner time? Is it dinner time?" It's like, no, he's come and gone 3 times. And so we will see. I will give him a push because Steve is there. Steve's probably going to lock him out because he's as I say, he's come and gone 3 times already. So he's it could be one of those days where he would be a pest. So we will just fix that before we even get there. All righty. What do I have to share today? June 22nd, 23rd, 24th, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I am going to host an in-person retreat in Stayner. So close to Wasaga Beach, Collingwood, um, Owen Sound. People come from the GTA, Waterloo, Kitchener area, Cambridge, London, Midland, Muskoka area. So people come from a pretty wide area. It's like a long weekend. It starts at 10 a.m. on Monday morning, goes through till 2 o'clock on Wednesday. So it's a little more than a weekend away kind of thing. And it it's bound to be fun. We always have such a great time. So if that is something you are interested in, reach out to me. You can leave me a message under this video. You can contact me on Messenger, Great Stamping with Connie. You can go to my website, sign up for my mailing list, then you'll get the info. There is a Facebook page for my getaways, for my retreats. It's called Girls Get Away Weekend, I think is the full word. GGAW, because it always used to be weekends. Now some of them are GGAR, which is not quite, I don't know, doesn't it's not quite there yet, but it's Girls Getaway Retreat because it's during the week. I guess we could say Girls Getaway Weekdays. Anyway, you'll find the Facebook page. Look for Girls Getaway, and I'm sure it will come up. All the information will be there, registration form, everything you need. But if you have any questions, you are always welcome to reach out to me. And if you can't find me through one of those avenues, um, and you can reach out to me, go to greatstampingwithconnie.com and there's a contact form there. So find me, get registered. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let's do some crafting, shall we? Let's go down here. I'm just going to actually see if I can get it to come up on my tablet here. Make sure we're actually live. There we go. I do believe we are live. I think it's all good. Yes. We are going to assume that it is all good. All right. So today, little different card, I might say, in that I don't think I've ever shared this layout before. So, um, but rather I say super easy, quite easy, very easy. Good way to use up some designer series paper, good way to show off some designer series paper in a little different way. I am making it super easy today because I am going to use uh, some ephemera. You might recognize some of this from the other day. This is the Hobby Haven paper, and this is the ephemera that comes in that pack. So I'm not sure what I'm going to use yet, but I'm going to use some of this. Some of this in some of the blues because I've used some of the paper that I had cut the other day and didn't end up using because you may recall if you were here for Craft Spot that I started a card with Coastal Cabana and decided that that wasn't the best color. And I switched over to Garden Green. So I had some Coastal Cabana cardstock sitting on my desk. There's a camera. There's a sewing machine. I have these little things. What are these? Oh, some books. So this all coordinates with the Hobby Haven paper. There's a plant. all sorts of things. There's all sorts of fabulous things. And I guess I don't need to stick just to Coastal Cabana. I could go well with that too, couldn't it? Anyway, this is the designer series paper that I'm going to use, though. So that's where the Coastal Cabana comes in. This is the back of the books again. So you do have to cover up the books or the hobbies, whatever, if you're using this paper. But check this out. I love this pattern. I love the colors. I love the pattern. It's crumb cake and pecan pie, along with some Coastal Cabana and a little bit of Lost Lagoon. Like, I really like it. So as much as the books are cute and all, I'm okay turning it over because I get to use this piece. All right, so some sizing. Standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. I am using crumb cake, and this was one out of my stash. I'm using things up. I'm trying really hard to use up bits and pieces and things. And then we have a piece of cardstock that is 4.75 by 3.5. A piece of designer series paper that is 4.5 by 3.25. So this is just a layer sizing. Let's move that over a bit. Oh, excuse me. And then I suggested you bring something for sentiment. I'm thinking of going quick and easy with this. So these I have thankful for you. I'm not sure I'm going to use that yet because I have lots of choices. This is the um, greetings for all, mix and match ephemera. And I think this might be on the last chance list, which is really sad because I love this. It's just all sorts of um, sentiments. Merry Christmas and Happy Easter. So there's some specialty things, but there's just happy holidays. There's lots of things. Happy New Year, Happy St. Patrick's Day. Okay, so there's lots of those. But Happy Halloween. There's another one. But there's lots of events. To the grad, sweet baby, thank you. Oh, happy day, hello. Sorry, hey, you did it. Sending hugs. Just like it's everything. It's all here. You get the whole 9 yards in these packages. So a little sad that it's going away, but I still have some. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. Okay, so set these things aside. So that's going to make our card making super easy. Probably fairly quick, maybe, depending on what catastrophes befall us. Like I have to go and get some other tape runner. So I'm not going to do this with tape runner. Usually when I do tape runner, I just put some to cover the outer corner edges and that holds things down. But we're going to be cutting this. So I want it stuck in a few more places, but kind of like everywhere. So I am going to use my liquid adhesive. And I am still going around the outer edges, but then I'm going to glue the rest of it down as well. Okay. So I don't actually need to do any stamping today, but you could. You certainly can stamp your sentiment if you would like. You could stamp images for your interest elements. Or you could go quick and easy, cutting out ephemera or punching out sentiments from ephemera packs. I do have some die cuts here for the next card that I might use, but we will see. I have some fussy cuts too. Okay, so that is stuck on there. And then what you're going to do is just sort of pick a spot. So we're going to stick this down to our card base, okay? Dangling off the edge, as you can see. So, and there's no right or wrong here, but I might go about like that. So I am going to come in here. I've just got my finger here. This was about the corner spot. I'm just going to come down here. I'm going to go I don't even remember how far over I went, but I'm going to go about that far. I'm going to put some glue on here. And then I am going to stick that down right there. Okay. Flip it over, give it a nice press. Okay. So I'm just going to give that a moment to secure. So don't cut it right away because you might move it or wiggle it, or if you're like me, you might pull it right off. I wouldn't do that, would I? Okay. And then I'm just going to come in here with my scissors and I'm going to cut this. And I don't quite know what size I want. So I'm going to cut it like this so that I don't commit to cutting through all the way this way or all the way that way because I don't know what I want next. I will show you next in a moment. So I'm just going to cut this piece off when the two cuts come together. Oh, come on. There we go. Just clean that up a little bit. There we go. And now we have that. Okay. Then we're going to take this piece, and this is why I said non-directional, because everything's tilted and off center and all the rest of it. And I'm going to come in here, I don't know, maybe like this. So I am going to go up here. So I think I'll just continue this, snip, and then I'm going to put this. Oh, I want it down at the bottom. I might put it down at the bottom. And then I still have one more piece that I could come in and put somewhere over here, just for fun. Sure, what the heck, eh? So I'm gonna grab my silicone mat because this little piece, I'm probably gonna get glue going off the edge. This piece I could put on, and I know I'm going to use all of this. You don't have to. You could put this like this or something. You could angle this any way you like, but I think I'm gonna use it all. So I'm gonna make sure it all is on the card base. And this is another one of those layouts or slash sort of techniques where no two are the same because you just kind of plunk stuff down and then you chop it off. And so each one is going to be a little bit different. That on there. And this one, okay, this glue is getting low. So I kind of knew it was, but let's see. I think I have more out here. This one, I think, is quite full. We'll give her a go. I don't even really remember where I was going to put this, so I'm going to put glue on all of it because the piece that's left will be smaller than I would likely use for anything anyway. And I could go right over, couldn't I? I could use it all. There we go. Maybe I'll just use it all. Why don't I use it all? Okay. So there we go. Give that a moment to set up. But there's our card base. Just, random stuff out of interest, out of fun. And now is where we will come in with. So I did cut, because I had this the other day, I did do a backing for this sentiment. I didn't for my next card. We'll see how that works out in a moment. Yeah. We'll worry about that for the next card. Yes, so this could go right about there, and then we could tuck in an apron and not so much a sewing machine, I guess. Maybe the coffee machine, coffee maker. Could do something like that. What else do we have? I do have books. Oh, there was plants, wasn't there? Did we want to? I was like, which way does it go? That goes this way. Oh, that's pretty as well. You know what? I think I can do that. So I am going to attach this flat to that piece of cardstock. Sometimes I do this popped up, but usually if it is square, I don't know that I would want stuff tucked in behind this sentiment. I'm going to tuck it behind the whole thing. Okay. This will work. Yes. Hey, Donna, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Saw one of your family posts the other day. It was good to see. Nice that you were able to get everybody together. I know what kind of a challenge that is, so it's a big accomplishment when it happens. Okay, now the tricky part here, put your card base on the lines. Because we've got different angles going on, this is where I usually mess up on the get it straight part. I'll see what I can do. I'm going to move them up a little bit. Maybe if I come in there. I think that's mostly straight. Your eyes play games with you. At least mine do with all those angles. So, okay. And then I'm going to pop these up on dimensionals as well. And then because that sentiment is lifted, I could tuck these under. Do I want these? I could do him above though. Maybe above. Maybe I'll just tuck this guy in a little bit. Kind of like that. Or does this need to be a little bit lower down? The advantage of tucking things in like this is then they are grounded. They don't look like they're floating on your card, floating in the middle of nowhere. And this on an angle and stuff, it still is somewhat grounded because it's connected. Okay, here we go. And then we just need some bling. What kind of bling do we want for this? We have crumb cake. Oh, it's all one size, but that's okay. Don't want white. That might be the one down there. Oh, but we have this too. I put it in there. Maybe that one. Now we're getting into choices. This is where it gets tricky, right? Those are all the wrong blues. This is also, that's darker. It's pretty peacock, so we'll let that one go. I think these are the top two. I'm thinking maybe if I'm going to go in here, I should use the blue as opposed to the crumb cake. But the crumb cake is shiny. Shiny's winning. Yes, I think shiny will win. Either would work, but shiny's winning. And I think they will still show up on here. Down in here. What do you think? Yeah, you can see those. And they're shiny. So there we go. Card number one. And now I have a mess of ephemera all over my desk, but I'll just scoop it up because I'm using different things for the next card. Oh, let me just scoop this up. When if you get the Hobby Haven Designer Series paper, these all come in a sheet, and so they punch out very, very easily. And taking the package in and out, or the paper in and out of the package, some of them will completely punch out. And sometimes your paper can get stuck on stuff. I have found it easiest just to punch them all out, put them in a package, and I just stick this in the back of my the big 12 by 12 paper packaging. So it's always right with my paper where I need it, and they're all punched out, ready to go, but nothing gets lost or smushed or anything. So except for these ones that were still sitting on your desk, perhaps even from the other day, but it's all good. Okay, let's make another card. So, same thing. This is Timid Tiger, which is a little bit different. I'm kind of going off the grid because of some of the colors and some of the pieces that I was going to use. Standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. Piece of cardstock that is 4 3/4 by 3.5. Some non-directional designer series paper that is 4.5 by 3.25. And this was from Sweet Bugs. Don't know whether you recognize it from that or not, but it is. This is the page with all of the card front sorts of pieces. So I sacrificed some of that because I really like this pattern, and it's non-directional. So there we go. And then this time, not sure, there's a cat meowing over near the door. I don't know whether it's because the little cat is locked in and the big cat is out, or whether I think he's in here. He sounds like he's in here. He sounds very close. And if I call him, he will be crafting with me. So, okay, so these I just fussy cut. He's so cute. And that's where I got the color from. These two pieces have some of that color in. So I thought that would coordinate, and it's nice and bright to go with the green. I also have a bunch of the bugs. Now, these are from the designer series paper, but this is not ephemera, so this doesn't punch out. But the dies from the bundle cut out a whole lot of the paper. So if you want to have a whole bunch of bugs from the designer series paper, you don't have to fussy cut them. You can, but the dies will cut many of the bugs on the paper, not all of them. Let's see. Okay, so I don't have all of them here. I have a bit of a selection. I use these at the retreat. So a lot of them are not here anymore. But there's what we have, those guys. And then I also have some additional little toadstools in two different colors. And some little, oh look, this, there's the little dandelion fluffs that go with this, but I don't need those because we don't have dandelions anywhere here. And then there's just a few more little flowers, but I don't think I need those either. So those are probably the choices. Not sure what I'm going to use from there just yet, but just gonna Let those all come off, push them up there a little bit. Let's make the card and then we can decide what we would like on there. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use my liquid adhesive so that I can get this glued down everywhere so that when I cut it, it is all still attached and I don't have to worry about sticking glue in along an edge or anything because it's now not secure because I cut it where there was no sticky. Okay. I'll kind of set that on there, put the lid on my glue, but just a little press and then flip it over so that I can give it a little more secure press on the back. Okay, and then we just need to figure out where we want to go with this. So I could do it a little different this time. Just maybe we'll start on this side. And maybe we'll go, should we go this way instead? What the heck, eh? So here's my corner, here's my edge, and there. Should have left the lid off the glue. We got it. Okay, so the corner was somewhere in this neighborhood, came down to somewhere around here, came up, went across, kind of like that. If you're not sure how much you want, where you want it to go or whatever, you could kind of judge and put some on the edge of this piece, but this will work. We will make it work. I'm just going to press that down there. Yeah. Put the lid back on that. And I'm just going to give this a moment to secure. Oh, look, that, woo, that went right to the edge. So now we have just a tiny piece here, because that's going to cut off there, but that's okay. I'm going to come right down here and cut this piece straight off. This way I don't have to worry about which piece I want to go, which cut I want to go all the way through. The decision was made. Now see that didn't have adhesive on it. So if I want to use this piece, and I'm not sure that I do, but if I want to, I'm going to have to figure out how this piece is so big and this piece is so small. I don't really have a good answer for that. Okay. Well, maybe we're not going to use that piece anyway. So let's see, what else do we want to do here? Do we want to... We could just come in with a second piece right up and leave it just almost like a reverse Z pattern sort of thing. Or I could go higher and then do something here with this piece. Maybe that. Just, I don't know. There's no right or wrong answer in this. It's crafting, right? It's just a little different look. It's hard to envision exactly what it might look like, though. I don't know about you. I'm not really good at visualizing something like this. Well, if I cut this off and then I could put that over there and then it would look like this. Yeah, it's not really my strength. So here's what I want to do here. I want to cover that, but I want this to be at the edge of the card. So I'm just going to kind of set it there so I know where I'm headed. And I'm going to flip it over because, see, I want to make sure I have that little bit of wiggle time to get that right to the outside edge. It's very narrow there. But that's okay. I'm going to give this a nice press. And now we have one more piece that we can put down here somewhere. Now we need to decide if we want it like this or like this. Oh, I think I like it like this. You could do this, but this doesn't have a border. I'm gonna do it like that. I like that. So again, this is all just kind of, to your taste. Sorry, I'm almost not in the camera, aren't I? Sorry about that. Hopefully, I don't think you missed anything crucial, but should put it in the camera, shouldn't I? That's what we're here for. And I'm going to go right out to the side and the bottom edge with that. Okay, and then what do we want for a sentiment on this? We could just do thinking of you. That covers everything, right? It could be anything then. Thinking of you on your birthday at Easter. Have a great day. Just a general, you know, doesn't have to be for anything. He's so cute. Now, is this going to be, this is kind of big to go with all of this, isn't it? I don't think I want both of these. So, decisions. I kind of don't like that with that paper, but I do like this. This totally works. And could we put some ants in here, perhaps? It's so cute. This little guy could be looking back. We've got someone playing some music. I like this guy on here for sure. I don't know whether we need the third though. And do we want that up? No, I like him on the green. And I like this guy. I don't know that we need him. Or do we want him down at the bottom? Anybody have any thoughts? Any thoughts? Okay, I'm gonna put this down because I do really like this on there. As soon as I find my dimensionals. And then I like this little guy there. Do we need another ant? Do we need two more ants? I have more ants with flags. I have more little ants. I have lots of ants. Woo! That doesn't sound so good. And they are in my house. They're in my craft studio. I have ants in my craft studio. Ah! It's because we made those picnic baskets at the retreat. And now the ants have come to take away the picnic. Okay. I'm gonna put that guy right there. I could put this on as well. And we'll put him on dimensionals. Ooh, we might need to cut. Hey, I'll cut these in half because it's just a little, it's very tight fit. So rather than worrying about whether you can see the dimensional, we're going to cut it in half and then we know it will be fine. And then we'll just stick that guy right in the middle there. There we go. Come down here. There we go. And then I think I'm going to glue him down flat. So we could have popped him up, but that's okay. We're going flat. We're going to get him nice and secured here with our liquid adhesive. Don't put him right in that plain area there. What do we think? Leave it like that or add another ant? One more ant? Or one more ant? Not up there. That's a little bit too high, I think. But he could go here, couldn't he? I don't think we want a bigger bug. Well, no. Okay, maybe we do want these flowers. No, they don't show up. very well, do they? Too much green on green. What else did we have? Nothing else in there. Oh, I don't think we want these mushrooms. Oh, I had some, yeah, green on green. I had some red mushrooms though, didn't I? Where did they go? Oh, what about these? This might work. Hmm, too many choices. That's the problem. There's just too many choices. So I think it's either this or take a look, take a look. Sky. Should we stick with the ants? Maybe we'll just stick with the bugs. Okay, I'm just going to put it down. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Sometimes you just have to let it go and just plunk it on because nobody will know what your other choices were. And chances are it's going to be fine. There we go. Happy little home for the ants. And then we have these gems. These are Cajun craze and gold dots, and they are definitely on the last chance list. So if you like those and want some of those, you should order them sooner as opposed to later. Somewhere there's a lid to this so we don't poke our eyeballs out. Okay, there's three different sizes of gems in these. So, not sure what I want to do. Maybe we'll use one of each. There we go. That should work. Should do it. Get it all decorated up. Okay. Clear these guys out of the way. Them back in their little plastic bag home. So again, a lot of these were die cut. Some of them were fussy cut. I had just done a number of things. We were doing scrapbook layouts. We were making cards and things. And so I just kind of cut a whole bunch of stuff and then decided what I wanted. So there's leftovers. Just perfect. I love leftovers from dinner and leftovers from crafting. Well, maybe I don't love the leftovers from crafting as much because then you got to use those bits up before your bits bucket overfloweth. So there we have it. Look at that. Like they're a little different amounts of card base showing in different areas and some different amount of gap in things. I just thought it was really kind of an interesting sort of layout. So, okay, let me just do this. There we go. So that is what I have for you today. I don't know if you were crafting along. If you were crafting along, I'd love to have you share your creations. Show us what you have put together. And you can do that by just putting a picture in the comments under this. Or you could this will show up on social media too. So you could put it in those comments. Put it somewhere so we can see it. We love to see what everybody creates. We're a little bit nosy that way, but we just like to be inspired by everyone's creations. And we all have different things in our stash, so it's always interesting to see what people create. I hope you like it. I hope you give it a try. And I want to thank you for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have an awesome rest of the day. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.